Going to Lindsey Williams. Lindsey, you said, what was it, 9, 10 months ago now? I forget. And months before that, privately, that you had inside sources. You worked with some of the biggest oil companies up there as their chaplain for years when they discovered larger oil deposits than they have in Saudi Arabia. You wrote about that back in the 80s. Now it's been admitted to in the press that they have that all locked up. But then you got threatened to stop. Your video was #1 on YouTube and Google for months. Literally tens of millions of views, exposing how there was plenty of fuel. And so they called you up and said, look, we're going to drop the price to bankrupt the Russians, the Arabs, and everybody else, and the Venezuelans. Since you said that, it was at $150 a barrel, $149 a barrel, actually at $150 one day. It's now dropped to 32, the low. It's been below 50 now for months and months, and it just continues on. And now George Soros goes at the Economic Forum on TV and says they're staging it to bankrupt Russia, Venezuela, and the Arabs, just like you said, 7, 8 months before him. But I wanted to get you on about the flu, that stage of it, because this person also told you, shut up or we're going to kill you, about how we're doing this, but you're allowed to tell the slaves this, and that you should get out of the United States. So, Lindsey Williams, I appreciate you coming on and holding the last few minutes while I gave that update to give us, I mean, if everything else isn't going to kill our economy, the vice president coming out and saying don't get on airplanes or trains or subways, and the Mexican government saying close the government and close everything. A lot of Mexicans are ignoring it, and we've only had a few deaths. This is wild, sir.
Alex, I've never had so much fun being right in all my life. Now, Alex, I want to say before we go any further, I want to say congratulations and tell you about the greatest thing you have ever accomplished. Now, I received an email from Mike. I won't give his last name. He listened to your show. He wrote, I took your advice, got my spiritual house in order. He tells how he came to know Christ as his Savior. He had listened to your show. He received my CD, was saved, got things right with the Lord. And Alex, when you get to heaven, you, Alex Jones, when you get to heaven, there will be a person there because of you. You are touching millions of lives. Your Obama deception, Alex, I've seen it from end to end. I have never seen anything like it. You know, for a number of months there, my DVDs were #1 on YouTube. I am so glad now that I'm taking a back seat to you. That's right. Your Obama deception, I understand, is #1. And I will gladly take a back seat to you any day in the world because you are doing such an amazing job, and you are going to have an eternal value in what you're doing, Alex.
Well, it is eternal. You know, the enemy doesn't care about money and even power. They want to control people's minds and their souls. And I never understood as a child reading Revelations about they trafficked in the souls of men. But this New World Order is obsessed with your mind. And they want to bathe us in evil and train us that torture's good. And they want to make us like them. They want our soul.
Yes, you're exactly right. And it was July the 28th that I had the privilege for the first time of appearing on your show and breaking the news of what I had been told by one of them, the elite, as to what their plans were. You know, I consider it such an honor and a privilege that God, by His grace, would allow Lindsey Williams, a little insignificant nobody that puts on his britches just like every other man every morning, to have lived with the elite of the world for 3 years' time and to stay in touch with some of them and know exactly what their plans are. And it's only because of this that I could appear on your show and say what was going to happen. And I'm sitting back now watching this unfold minute by minute exactly like they said. I sit back utterly amazed every day when I turn on the news and hear crude oil, $50, crude oil, $45. I mean, even the prognosticators on Wall Street are saying it's going up, it's going up, it's going up. And people come around and say, well, Lindsey, I guess it's about time for crude oil to go back up again. And I say, no, it's not. I was told it's going to stay this way for another 9 to 12 months, exactly like George Soros said. You said it a moment ago. George Soros said it. This individual told me, who called me, he said, it's going to stay down there, $50 a barrel. They did.
But George Soros said it 8 months after you said it. You know, he said it when it was $40 a barrel. You said it when it was $149.
Well, I had a call from one of them. I mean, you can't get any closer than an 82-year-old man who's been in the elite for years and years and years, He knows exactly what's happening. If once you ever become a part of that order of the elite, you never get out of it. And please believe everything that you have heard on Alex Jones' show. I beg of you out there in the listening audience, you've got to believe it, even though it sounds phenomenal, way out in left field, sounds like some wacko. I'm that way too. But all I do is tell the truth. Alex tells the truth exactly like it is, and everything you've heard him saying over these years, you're finally seeing come to pass now. Listen to this one. The tax receipts. And see, this is what these people told me was going to happen, that America will see a financial collapse, and I'm sitting back here just watching it unfold. The tax receipts in the United States of America are down $54 billion in 1 month. And I was told this back in June that we were going to see this complete collapse. The greatest drop in exports in 40 years plunged this month. In 40 years, plunged 30% since January.
Chrysler's declaring bankruptcy at the orders of Obama. Obama removed the head of GM because he wouldn't declare bankruptcy. They're getting ready for that. And nobody's going to even pay attention as we go into open depths of depression because they're busy worried about the flu.
Yeah, Chrysler declared bankruptcy 2 hours ago. I heard it this morning, as soon as they happened. 2 hours ago, Chrysler declared bankruptcy so that Obama could give them $8 billion from the Treasury. He couldn't do it until they declared bankruptcy.
But he could give the bankers $12.8 trillion with no strings attached. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and the Federal Reserve. You know, when I first appeared on your show, I was talking about the fact that the Federal Reserve was going to begin to buy T-bills. Well, listen to this one. The Federal Reserve has purchased $70 billion in T-bills since they began about 4 weeks ago. Folks, you don't have... I don't know how you can even comprehend that the Federal Reserve, which is not even an agency of the federal government any more than Federal Express is, has purchased $70 billion in T-bills in order to keep the dollar afloat so it wouldn't crash until
they're purchasing their own fiat currency. So we give them the bailout money, they loan it back to us at interest, and begin purchasing government debt themselves. I mean, this is now complete law. This is like eating yourself. It'd be like if I stuck my foot in my mouth and started eating it. And I said, well, forget it. The good old folks at New Silver Solution. And the website is supernaturalsilver.com. Supernaturalsilver.com. This is something that kills bacteria, viruses, you name it, well documented. They've got it down to super small, nano-sized particle. Supernaturalsilver.com. Check them out at Infowars.com. Supernaturalsilver.com. I am living in the Twilight Zone episode. We got famous rappers calling up. Charlie Sheen just called up. I mean, he calls me, but I call him, but it's just weird. I mean, and they're fear-mongering over some flu. We got a world government run by a bunch of bankers. And right up the street, you've got a buddy that works there. We reported here first. They were hoarding Tamiflu at this facility. Now you're telling us that they've got state police and a bunch of cars there. We got an email from a state police person. And you just called your buddy that works at the facility. Tell us what we know, and then we'll go back to Lindsey Williams. A big recap of the top news that we're really at level 6. The government claims more people are dying than what the media is saying. I have that from internal government documents. And we're being hack-attacked. All the sites are being totally attacked, confirmed. Infowars.com, PrisonPlanet.com, JonesReport.com, TruthNews.us. Lindsey Williams is online with us with his take on all this. I'm going to get his take on the flu in a moment. And the big issue he's about to bring up in the short segment. But Rob Dew, my producer, you just confirmed with your friend.
Yes.
What is going on with them guarding? And I mean, I guess they think we're going to be like Day of the Dead going, give me the Tamiflu,
Tamiflu.
All right, well, tell
Anyway, this is at 1100 West 49th Street. It's the state laboratory, and then behind it is a pharmacy warehouse, and that is what is under lock and key right now. All entrances into there are being blocked off by state troopers, and it covers from 49th Street if you go back all the way to 52nd, which does turn into North Loop, which corroborates the email that we received.
And they're over there guarding it from the evil Americans.
That's right.
I mean, what would it take to have Americans rioting for the drugs when they admit, the Japanese government admits it's got some weird hallucinogen in it, makes people have all sorts of psychotic breaks. It's on the drug insert. It doesn't even really help you.
Yeah.
I mean, what is going on? I mean,
it's showboating. My buddy heard as he was walking through the hall somebody saying, well, it's an election year, so it's a photo op time. So, it's time for politicians to get out and go, we're going to save you,
So even the cops know what's going on.
Pretty much, yes.
This is disgusting, criminals. All right, thank you so much, Rob Dude.
All right. Oh, quick update on the level 6 thing. I heard, I just got an email, and I'm going to confirm it, that CNN said we're going to go to level 6 officially in 2 days. So that pretty much goes with what we've been saying.
Which is exactly what the document says, so that